Hey guys, it's Alicia. Today's video is going to be a viewer's recipe that they sent in to me. I'm going to be making. Now she didn't have a name for this, but I'm just going to be calling this Krab Stir-Fry. Now this recipe was sent in to me by Joyce, so thank you Joyce very much for sending this to me. I'm excited to try it out. It not only looks super easy, but it sounds really good. I've said before, I love when you guys send me ideas or recipes that you would like for me to try. If you want to do that, please do. You can either email me, Instagram me, or just leave a comment in the comment section if you have a recipe that you'd like me to try and do a video on, or even just an idea of something that you would like me to do a video on. But let's jump into this one and I'll show you real quick what you're gonna need to make this. First off, you're gonna need some imitation crab. This is 16 ounces. The recipe is calling for 14, but that's close enough. Here, I kind of messed up a little bit. I've got mixed veggies. The recipe calls for 15 ounces. This is 24 ounces, so quite a bit more than what it calls for. And I also did not get a microwaveable bag, unfortunately, which would have made this a whole lot easier to just throw this in the microwave. But this is what I've got, so this is what I'm gonna use. Here, I could not find the Innovation chicken fried rice that the recipe calls for, so I'm gonna be using this P.F. Chang's chicken fried rice. I ran the points on this compared to the Innovation, and they are pretty much the same, so I figure this is a good comp or sub for the Innovation. So these three right here are the three main ingredients. I guess if that's all you want to use, you could be done right there. But as Joyce said in the recipe that she sent me, you can add stuff to this to kind of jazz it up a little bit. So I'm gonna just be doing what she says that she did. And that is to add a bell pepper. I think she used a green one, but I'm gonna be using a red bell pepper that I've chopped up and a medium red onion that I've chopped up. I'm also gonna be using a little minced garlic, some soy sauce, low sodium, and some ground pepper. You could salt this too if you want, but I'm just gonna be going with the pepper. So that is all that I'm gonna be using to make this. Let me get started and I'll show you how this comes together. I've got a 5.5 quart pot here, and I've got this on medium high heat, and I'm gonna go ahead and just dump my veggies in here and add a little ground black pepper to them. Again, if you want to add salt, you can. And then I'm gonna just let these cook in here until they are softened. And then over here in a 2.5 quart saucepan, I'm gonna take my veggies and I'm gonna just cook these according to the package, which is to cover them with water and then let them come to a boil and cook for about 3 minutes. Again, if you use a microwaveable bag, that's gonna be a whole lot easier than this, but as I said, this is what I've got, so this is what I'm gonna use. Actually, since my rice, I'm not able to microwave either. The Innovation one you can, this one you cannot. So since I can't microwave this, I'm gonna go ahead and dump this in with my veggies right now and get it cooking too. Otherwise, if you're using the Innovation, you would just want to pop that in the microwave right now. But I'm gonna let this cook in here with my veggies for a few minutes until it's heated all the way through. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover that and just stir it occasionally for the next few minutes. I'm also gonna add in my garlic right now too. A couple teaspoons of that. Stir that in and just let this continue to cook, like I said, for a few minutes until that rice mixture is heated all the way through and those veggies are the rest of the way softened up. The veggies were about halfway there when I added the rice in. This is looking nice and heated through. I let it cook for about 6 minutes or so. So now I'm gonna add in 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Stir that around in there. And then I'm gonna add in my crab that I've chopped up. Stir that in and let that cook for a few minutes until that crab is nice and heated through. I'm also going to turn my heat down to low at this point. Put the lid back on this, and like I said, just let that kind of heat, the crab heat all the way through while I'm waiting for my veggies to finish heating up. Okay, I've let that heat up in there for about 4 minutes. My veggies are done, so now I'm going to add those in. And again, if you're using microwaveable veggies and the imitation rice, which is also microwaveable, this is obviously even easier than this, because then you'd simply be sauteing your veggies, adding the crab in, soy sauce, all that, and then just dumping in your frozen mixed veggies and your rice. But I'm gonna stir all this together. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and figure out how many servings I'm gonna get out of this, and then I'll be back to show you what a serving size is and the points. All right, I went ahead and measured this out to see how much I would get, and I got almost exactly 12 cups. So you could either do 12 cup servings, but I'm gonna do mine as, or I should say 12 1-cup servings, but I'm gonna do mine as 6 2-cup servings, which is what this is. And I think that's a nice amount. So that is gonna be, for 2 cups, 7 on green and just 5 on blue and purple. But I'll have my hubby try this. Are you gonna try this? And let us know what he thinks. I am fasting right now as usual, so I will add at the end what I think of it too when I'm able to eat this later. But it smells really good, and it does, Joyce said it had a lot of nice colors going on there. It definitely does. It was very appealing to look at. All right, say hello. This one thinks he's funny all the time. Okay.
I don't know why he didn't like my thumbnail.
His thumbnail with his thumbs in my thumbnail. He's snorting. It's all right. Big old sigh from the Rocky down here, in case anybody heard that.
That's really good. So I'm a big fan of crab meat or imitation crab.
I am too.
Both taste really good to me. So you have that nice flavor. I'm not sure what that flavor is. Is it savory?
You're better at this than me. I don't know. Probably savory, yeah.
I mean, all the vegetables, just a really fresh flavor.
Oh, let me stop you there. So the recipe calls for 15. I almost doubled that. I did a 24-ounce bag. But we like a lot of veggies, which is kind of why I went with that. And you think it's not too much?
No, not at all.
Okay.
You know, I like the chicken in there. The seasoning's good. I don't think it needs anything.
Which really is just soy sauce and pepper.
Yeah, so the soy sauce is plenty salty for the whole dish, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm salt sensitive, but yeah, that's really good. I love stir fry
type things.
and I would like to see that again.
All right. Well, yeah. Like I said, I still need to try it, but I know I'm going to like it just based on how it smells. And next time when I do this, I will definitely make my life a little easier. Get the microwaveable thumbnail. Get the microwaveable veggies. And I'm going to still try and track down that innovation, which is apparently microwaveable too. I didn't realize the PF Chang's one was not. So not having those two things to be microwaveable made a couple more steps for me, but it was still pretty easy actually. But why not make it even easier if you can? So yeah, we'll definitely, I guess, be making this in the future. Thanks again to Joyce for sending this to me. And like I said, if you guys have any recipes you'd like me to do a video on, or just a request of something you'd like to see, please let me know down below.
How many points?
Or on Instagram. or email.
Sorry.
This is 7 points for green.
Oh yeah, totally.
Totally worth it. I forgot to ask you that. That's a good size portion, I think. And again, you could only do a cup of this and make it even less. I would assume that would be probably on green, probably 4, and then on blue and purple it'd probably be 3. But we're going with the bigger serving. All right, guys, that was it. Thank you as always for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.